Hi there, it's Ian here, and you're watching Grumpy Opinions, the show where I'm going to tell you all about what I think of films, TV shows, games, and life in general. Let's get on with the show.
Snowpiercer is the show on Netflix that was made by TNT, I think. And it's the one about the giant train that's going around the world in the future, and it's the only people left alive. Episode 8, Something Revolutions, starts up a little bit on from last week when Miles has gotten to grips with the engineering section. And that means that he can make a signal and let the rest of them know that it's time to start stuff. And he manages to get LJ up front so she can see the truth for herself. And yep, she's all over an opportunity to do that in her usual creepy fashion. And it's all the first class folk need to set in motion a great big coup of their own, because they want to take Melanie into custody and trying to capture the engine. But she manages to get a signal to them, and her man manages to lock himself in with Miles, even though the other dude tried to let the security team inside. So now it's no-go all round, stalemate. Meanwhile, everybody in third's set and ready to start sending their dudes all over the train, and everyone has plans and the plans are all put into motion, until pretends to take Leighton back to jail when in fact it's really a ruse just to get him back to the tail, and once he gets there he makes a big speech, and then it's tools up and time to begin. And kind of it's all plain sailing until one of the crew gets caught by Oz, and he sends word both up the train to first, but also manages to get all the brakemen ready to go. But Leighton manages to talk Roche down, and the brakemen stand aside, so it's really only the jackboots that they need to face off against, and they're not nothing. And it turns into a massive two-pronged battle because Leighton and his dudes end up having a massive fight with Nolan and his guys in the night car, and Popcorn Lung Steve and co hold them off in the tunnels with a makeshift ballista. And of course it ends up in stalemate, with each side kind of holding half the train. Meanwhile, the last Australian and Discount Katy Perry end up in the drawers, only to find that Steve and Og, remember him? He's been woken up in secret, and they've taken him up to first because he knows all about Leighton, and he's eating pudding and chatting about how he's happy to dob him in for a chance to move up in the world. So what did I think? Well, I think this was the most unexpected, amazing thing, because it was an episode that was better, frankly, than pretty much everything that's happened in the series so far. And why? Well, I'll tell you, because this episode actually felt like a culmination of things in a logical manner, mostly. It's also the episode that seems to be the most close to the original concept of the film that came out before. And again, I've still not watched the film, I'm going to review it at the end of the season. From what's in the trailer, this looks like it's exactly what it's about. It's about the tailies fighting their way up the train. And I thought they did really well with the way that the show offset the two different conflicts happening at either end of the train. And it built up all the pieces getting moved into place, so that when it actually came off, you felt kind of invested. And when things started to go wrong, you actually felt genuinely concerned because you want them to succeed. And I really liked the wee homage to the end of the movie 7.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Yeah, remember that movie? Yeah, well, it was a nice quaint wee touch with the box and everything. And, you know, even if it's a show paying homage to a much, much better show than it actually is. And I really can't say enough good things about the fight scene because, I mean, you know, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it was actually quite good and it was a damn sight better than the stuff we've seen previously on this show. So I was impressed. Some solid stunt work and choreography there. But as good as they were, the battles still seemed massively low budget. I mean, you can have some great stunts, but we were told that there's 400 people coming up from the tail, and that's not including anyone from third that might have joined them. So they just lock the doors of the night car and then retreat. And when the jackboots run away, I mean, why didn't the tailies press the advantage? Was this their plan all along? I mean, it could be it's just a convenient place to stop the episode and next week we'll have a bit more stuff, but I suspect it's so they can stop the fight here and not have to do another big stunts episode. And also, what was with LJ being this kind of weird, creepy person sneaking up behind the guy? I mean, honestly, that was ridiculous. I mean, it just didn't make sense. She was so close to him, that guy should have been able to smell her shampoo. He literally should have known somebody was right behind him. Because, I mean, look at the amount of product that's in her hair and makeup she's wearing. He should have known she was there. And why anybody, actually believes her anyway when she's literally a psychopathic killer? I mean, there's a couple of people who said, we don't believe her. But it would have been more like 3/4 of the first class people who said that. And you know what I'm going to say? Don't give your great big rousing speech to this guy. I mean, sorry, Daveed Diggs, he's just not a good actor. And ending the episode with him looking glacial and shocked, and it was just horribly underwhelming because he just can't carry off a look like that. I'm sorry, he's just not a good enough actor. And that leaves us with what? The big finale. I mean, I kind of hoped that the battle would just be a pause, and I suspect that next week it'll be something else. It'll be more dialogue and more, things being revealed so that they can try and crowbar some excitement into the last episode. I mean, we're clearly going to get betrayal, we're going to get recrimination, we're going to get the secret of Zara's pregnancy, and there's going to be whatever Melanie's like doing to escape and stop herself from getting dead. Although, to be honest, if I was Jennifer Connelly, I'd be wanting to get a quick exit out of the series, like Sean Bean did in Game of Thrones, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. And my quid is totally in on them finding like Mr. Wilford's in one of the drawers at the front of the train or something similar. I totally think he's not dead. But till next time, I've been Ian. And those have been my grumpy opinions. And a special thanks to everybody listening, and especially my patrons, and most especially to Michelle Forbes and Judith Coloma, my top tier patrons. Thank you, everybody. Everybody stay safe. Cheerio.